Scrapbookers, so I'm going to be playing with some stencils today, and so I've got some things that I cut out with my silhouette and all the different all the different cuts. I'm going to use them as though they were a stencil. So let's start with this right in the middle, and what I want to do is just use the mist. And I'm not a very confident mister. I'm really not. I don't feel like it's my forte at all. But it's fun to play sometimes, so let's play. Okay, so I feel like I've covered most of the page, and I'm wondering if I should let it dry before what I would like to do is layer up some other stencils over the top of it. So I'm going to just leave that be for a little while. I'm going to go take my dog for a walk, and then when I come back, I'm going to remove this and I will layer up some more stencils. So I'll see you soon. Hi Scrapbookers, I'm back, and I think this is dry. I brought my dog for a walk, so it kind of feels like it ought to be. So let's just remove that, and that's what it looks like, and that's let's see. This is my silhouette cut shape, and so I still like really how that looks. It's very glittery. It's kind of pretty. But let's work with this piece of paper. I don't know, maybe I could use that one too. I'm not sure. Let's, the concern that I have about this sheet is I don't think it's as thick as it probably should have been. So, I should have planned a little better. But, let's see. Let's go with this. It's got a kind of a sheen to it, so it's pretty. I don't know if you can really see it. So what I want to do is kind of get the look of having some different stencils layered on top of this. And so I'm really just playing. I even thought of playing with some like cut apart sheets, and just like this is a cut apart sheet. I'm not making any sense, am I? I do have a couple of pages cut with hearts, and I would kind of like to see how those looked. So let me see about that. And this is what I'm talking about here. So I have these hearts. I'm just wondering how that would look. And I'm just thinking, let's just do half of the page so it kind of looks different on the two different halves. And so instead of using another mist, I think this time what I'll do is I'll use the metallic gel sticks. Let's see how these work. I guess we should test them out first. Although it's definitely not required. So I'm just mushing that down. Well, it looks pretty good. It does make the heart shape. I'm not sure if I really love that color. Let's try a darker blue. And I actually have a different stencil I have a different blue cutout sheet that I think I want to use instead. Hold on. So I feel like I should give you the disclaimer now. I film my scrapbook videos in real time, and I do not rehearse them. So if this seems a bit unrehearsed, it's because it is. So this is my other silhouette cut. I cut this with the silhouette too. Let's just try a couple of these. So I'm just putting a little bit of color onto the sheet, and then I'm using my finger to kind of mush it in there. And then let's just, and that actually hurts a little bit. I do like the look of it. Pardon me. Let's try that kind of, I'm thinking randomly, like going in a diagonal up. So kind of like this. Oh, I probably should have started out like with a lighter color up here and then worked my way down, but I didn't really think about that, so whoopsie and oh well. Okay. So I'm just kind of mapping out where I want that diagonal to go. And I want it to be like somewhat random, but not completely random. Like I want it to go in a diagonal. Let me just pop some of these hearts out down here. Oops, without moving the paper. You should maybe want to tape your stencil down if you want to be a little more precise than me. Okay. So I have kind of this diagonal going this way, and instead of just completely killing my finger, let me just try, I've got like a makeup sponge right here. Let me see if that works. It kind of does. Because I think if I did that over and over again, my finger's going to start to hurt. And I'm all for suffering for art, but not if I don't have to. Okay. So I'm just kind of making little circles with the makeup brush over the stencil. And I haven't taped my stencil down in any way, so I hope that it's staying in place. I'm not sure that it is though. I guess I could like pick it up and look, but I kind of don't want to mess it up if I can help it. So I don't have my, ooh, went in the wrong place. Let's see if I can line it back up. Oh gosh. Here we go. So I guess I would advise, like, you might want to tape it down. But I think probably the lining up isn't as hard as, it's not like rocket science, you know. You can probably figure it out. So let's see how that looks. It's okay. I feel like I need a couple extra hearts up in this area, so let's line this up again. There we go, just so we can get some more hearts going up all the way to the edge of the page. Okay, let's see what that looks like. It's okay. It's all right. So let's try something different. And so I'm working with cool colors. I kind of feel like I should, so it doesn't look like a muddy mess, instead of going, like, I won't go for this red color. I'm just going to keep, and I've got a red mist here. I'm not going to go for the warm colors. I'm going to stay with the cool colors just to make it easier, I think. And then let's do 3, let's see. let's do across the side of across the page with I guess we can do more of this gelato. I want to call them gelatos, but on the box they're calling them gel sticks. I actually want to try a different medium, I think. If I had, do you remember the chalks? I must want to get chalks out. And in my organizing, I've been organizing things and purging, and I actually saw some of the chalks the other day, and I'm not sure I have them handy. So, I think I don't have them handy, but, whoops, sorry about the noise. Crash. Okay, so here's a little bin I have of stamps. I've got a green color that could go on the across. Let's see what other colors I have. Black. I've got a blue, but I feel like I've already done blue. So let's go with that green and see what that does. And this is a situation where, you know what I think I want to do instead of making it so that it is, I'm going to do this. See if I can explain it. But I want to make it so I'm just making that little line of, I can't talk. But this is the plan. So I'm going to mask off. I think more careful scrapbookers would benefit from taping things down. Let me see. Maybe I should just tape stuff down just a little bit. So I'm going to mask off the top, and then I'm going to mask off the bottom. And I'm just using some odds and ends papers. I like to keep the bottom of a paper pack to use for stuff like this. So there we go. And because I do think I'm a little bit clumsy, I am going to just tape that down. I think you could use washi, but I'm just going to tape these down just with a little bit of regular tape. So I'm just getting a tiny bit of my actual paper. No, I'm not. The actual paper isn't really getting taped down, but I think it'll be fine. So what I want to do is get those stuff inside those circles. And I have this heart stamp. And the other day I used it to make like a gold emboss. I really like that. But let's try it today with this green color. And I'll just stamp it up here so you can see what it looks like. And make sure I have enough ink on the stamp. Okay, so this is very experimental because I'm not really all that good at stenciling or stamping. So this is kind of like the novice perspective. I know if you really want to get into some layered stencils, like a great person to check out is Dina Wakely. But I also think like this isn't rocket science, so I think that if you're like me and you don't do this a lot, you can just play a little bit, and if you stay with either the warm colors or the cool colors, you're probably going to be pretty okay. I'm sure there's some tricks to it that I don't know about, like maybe put the lighter colors down first and then put the darker colors on top. I don't know. Or maybe there's certain mediums that you should put down before other mediums. I'm sure that's a thing. But I'm kind of the person that can show you, if I can do it, you can do it too. Because I'm no expert on stamping or stenciling. But it looks like fun, and I like the energy that it brings to a page. So let's see what this looks like. Are you ready? Okay. Get that out of the way. And then I was thinking of where to put this. There we go. Dun, da, da, da. Isn't this exciting? It's kind of exciting. Take that away. Okay. It's alright. I don't think it's awesome. But I think it could get awesome. Let's see what else we can do. I have this circle that could make, like we could make it a little bit more concentrated inside, or another idea I have is like kind of layer this back on but like twist it a little. I mean, and then like maybe spray it again if I had a different spray, which I don't. I have 2 sprays, so I'm not, I don't have a ton of sprays available to me. Let's see what else we could do here. I have these stars, but I kind of think that's getting too crazy busy. So I think I kind of like, I just kind of feel like I would like the middle to be something extra. But I also have these cards that have the notches, like this is, I'm sorry, Artist Edition, 10 stencil cards, life set. Set includes these words: good life, live, laugh, love, friends, make memories, my life. And so I kind of feel like, oh, I don't know if I want to put more stencils, and I don't really even think you can see that those are circles. Okay, so that gives me sort of another idea. No, it doesn't. I lied. I didn't lie, but I'm just not gonna, I'm not gonna do what, I was gonna put those circles back on, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Just a little perplexed as to what to do next, but let's just keep going. And that's my advice in scrapbooking, is just, even if you don't really know what you're doing, just keep going and it will be fine. So, I'm putting away my, what do you call those things? Okay, Faber-Castell. So this is, I think this might be fun, is to do some, this is Prismacolor. I'm just wondering if this could benefit from some colored pencils in there. I don't know. I kind of think, what do you think, people? I wish you could chime in and tell me what you thought. You just do it over here. Yeah, why not? I don't know. Let's find a picture first and see where we're going with the picture of this. A lot of times I'll start to make a layout and not have a picture in mind. And so I don't have a picture in mind yet. So I'm just going to put these things off to the side. I know I didn't clean my stamp, and I should have, I know that. But I'm just going to set these things, all these things aside just for a minute. And I don't think my hands are too bad. You know what, I'm going to pause. I'm going to wash my hands and then I'll be back with some photos to look through. Be right back. Okay, so I have a little drawer that I just keep off to the side here of my tanker desk, and I just keep some photos in there just at the ready. This is one option. It is a picture of me from the 70s, and I printed it. So I took a picture of a picture that I saw at my mom's house, and I kind of like this. What I want to do then is I do think I want to add some stars to the layout, because there are stars on the roller coaster. And so, and I also feel like I can play with this photo because it's not an original. It's an old photo of a photo, and it's literally the first one I picked out. So let's tell this story. Okay, so I think what I want to do is I do want to incorporate these stars on the whole page. And I don't know if that's going to make it like too crazy, but I'm going to go for it anyways. And so I'm going to put these to the side so they won't become a mess. And now I'm going to put the mat back down. And I'm going to do what I said I wasn't going to do. I'm going to add the red, the color shine. It's a Heidi Swap mist. And I own two bottles of mists. So it's not like I have a lot of color options. I have two. Aqua and red. Or actually, let's see what this is called. Primrose. So aqua and primrose. And so I just want to get this lined up on the sheet. That looks pretty good. And now I'm going to do that same thing. Whoops. And looks like one of the stars wasn't cut perfectly. So let me just get that cut a little bit better here. There we go. Okay. So I'm not sure how kosher it is to put the mist over the gel sticks. I don't know if that's advisable or not, but I'm going to be recklessly scrapbooking here, so I think it'll be okay. So here we go. I'm just wondering if I want to do it in some kind of a, like, concentrated in the middle or a different kind of way. Let's just see. Oh, I hope this is alright. I hope this isn't totally wrecking it. Okay, so there we go. For better or worse. I do have a heat gun here, so let's just see if this will speed up the process a little bit. I feel like it's gonna gloop it around too much, so one thing I could do would be to just pull this up, but I think I'm gonna let it sit and dry on its own without messing with it, and then I'll be back after that. Scrapbookers, I am back, and while I was gone, I went downstairs to where I have a computer printer, and I wrote the little story of this picture because I thought with all of this going on the page, the journaling needs to be easy to read. So let me just read the journaling to you, and then I will pull this thing up and we'll get to work on it. Okay, so June 6th, 1977. It is my 7th birthday at Lincoln Park near Dartmouth. Lincoln Park, it was an amusement park with like an old wooden roller coaster. Okay, so June 6th, 1977. It's my 7th birthday at Lincoln Park near Dartmouth, Massachusetts, where we lived after my parents got divorced, and where my grandpa Alan Cunningham's family goes back to the actual Pilgrims. True story. But we didn't know that then. And I was the new girl at school in 1st grade. I quickly made friends and had a core group of 4 girls. Me, Valerie, the other Katie, and Jennifer. None of my core group is in this photo. I think they were in the cart behind us on the ride. I am sitting with Shani and Kristen, Both girls I knew from school, but mainly I knew them from Mrs. Betancourt's. Our babysitter, our before and after school babysitter when my mom was at work. Jenny and I were never crazy about Mrs. B's house, where she also watched most of the other kids of divorced families in town. We actually had to hide in her backyard near the beehives when the social worker people came to make sure that she wasn't watching too many kids. She totally was watching too many kids. This is the babysitter that Jenny and I played. We used to play mean babysitter in the car when my mom was doing errands, because back in the 70s they used to leave their kids, people used to leave their kids in the car where they went into the bank. Anyways, this is the babysitter that Jenny and I played when we were in the car, and she sat on my mother's cake she decorated to make some extra money. Whoops. Anyway, despite my parents being divorced, which was completely awful, and despite my mother's drama, and despite even old Mrs. Betancourt, I remember being happy going to elementary school at Andrew B. Cushman in South Dartmouth, and I remember really loving all of my girlfriends. I always felt like I was surrounded by good, fun girlfriends. We had sleepovers, we went to brownies, and we stuck together on the playground. Girls rock. And so this photo is going to go just about there on the page. So let's do our little reveal. Dun, 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 dun. Are you ready? Ta-da! Okay. I think I like that, and I think that's pretty dry. I don't want to, not sure exactly where to put that. I don't want to mess up some of my other projects with all of this glitter. Let me just put this stuff to the side. And where am I going to put it? Here it is. Okay. And so now I have just some random stickers. I've got a pile of them. And I think the first thing I want to do is to mat the photo. And I think that I want it to be on a tilt. I want the layout to be probably on a tilt. And so the story is much longer than the photo. So I think that the title will be Girls Rock, but it will be under the photo so that it will take up the same amount of space as the journaling. So this actually needs to just go just about here. Otherwise I'd put it a little bit lower, because I could put the title up here, but something just makes me want to put it a little bit higher on the page. So the photo's going to go about there, and I think I want to mat it. I should have got my my scraps out to do that, but let me just walk over here and grab them. I have all of my 6x6 papers and some photo mat kind of scraps in this container. So all of my 6x6 papers are right there. So let's see. I just need maybe something pink. Oh, that might do it. Is that too wild? Plus, if I ask it like that, doesn't it seem like I sort of have to use it now? Well, that's one option. Let's see if I have. This would be just the yellow. And this would be just white. And I kind of think I like the look of the white, even though that's very exciting. Yeah, let's go with just the white. I'm going to move that to the side. Okay. It feels like I ought to trim that down just a little bit. But what I want to do first is get kind of an idea of where my journaling is going to go. So it's going to go about like this, but I'm going to cut it up so you're going to be able to see through the journaling. I've got a couple of pieces of paper over here, so when I do the glue stick, then I can just get them, like I can get the extra glue down easily. Let me find a glue stick. I don't have one handy. Oh, yes I do. So I'm just looking for yucky scissors. I don't see them. So I don't really want to mess up my... What I was going to do is if I had crappier scissors, which I think they're all downstairs at this point. Oh, I might have some up here. Hold on. I have some old kid scissors. Where did they go? Okay, I found them. And I don't mind getting these all gluey. So these are the scissors I'm going to use, and this is why. Because I'm going to glue a bunch of this and then cut it after I've glued it. See that? Now I'm going to just take this, and I've got to work like a little bit quickly. I think this is going to work. It's kind of also funny that I'm using kid scissors because I don't think it's, I don't know if this is going to be faster or just doing it kind of freehand is going to be faster. I'm not sure. So once you, with a glue stick, once you get it down, you can kind of move it a little bit, but not a ton. I actually think I'm going to do it the other way. It's going to take me like a million years too, so you might want to fast forward if this is going to bore you to death. But I will try to entertain you with my funny stories, if I can think of any. Speaking of girlfriends, my friend just called, and she was like, "Oh, we're so..." They're out at a bar. I don't really go out to bars. Like I don't do that whole scene. But not that I have anything against it. I just it's just not my bag, you know. And so she was like coming home from a bar, and she's like, "I met your friend." So she's like, she tells me the whole story about how she met this friend of mine at a bar, and how she wants to like get us all together and, you know, go have a good fun time. And she was I guess that, like, after they had met and bonded, then they, you know, drinks all around. Everybody kept drinking, you know, a little bit more. And so she, like, the first time she told me the story, it was real funny. And then she told me the story, like, again, and then she told it to me again. So she told me the story 3 times, and I'm not sure if she'll remember telling it even once. So it's like 9 o'clock on a Saturday night, and here I am. This is what my idea of fun is, staying at home and scrapbooking. Because, you know, the kids are home, and it's my time in life to be the, you know, the mom at home. And anyways, and there'll be time for me to go out again at some point. But what was I going to tell you? I kind of forgot. Anyways, and then a different friend of mine called. I talked to her for a long time earlier this week. See, all of my friends are like on the telephone, or I don't have a lot of time in my actual life right now to get together with friends. But friends, which is kind of the subject of this page, like girlfriends are always so wonderful to rely on when things aren't going great. And not that, like, growing up, my family was, it was so drama. I wasn't drama, but my parents were divorced, and that just entailed a lot of drama. And so when I went to school, it was always like an escape from all the chaos that was going on at home. So I can never, really identify with when my kids tell me, because we have a pretty nice home life, here. But so my kids are like, oh, I hate school. And I'm like, how can you hate school? It's the best place on earth. And, well, home's the best place on earth right now. But anyways, the power of girlfriends that's what I'm celebrating on this page today. And I think that all of this, like when I started this page, I didn't have anything in mind. I just started, I wanted to play with, all these cool things that I'm making on my silhouette Cameo, and I just keep thinking like, oh, I could use these as stencils. Instead of going out to buy stencils, I can just make my own. But I never really have done that, so that's where I wanted to just play on this page to do that. And then I opened up my photo drawer and found the picture of my girlfriends, and then I wrote this little story. But it really, I think the story of girlfriends in your life is important. And I think that when, if you're at my stage in life, and really like my girlfriend time is very low on the radar. Like, it's not a priority for me at all. Other than, the people that I connect with online through my scrapbooking. And, I talk to some of my friends, even some of the friends I mentioned in this story on Facebook, but I don't really get together with girlfriends in real life. Not at this stage in my life. It's just not, I gotta get these a little bit tighter in so I can fit all of it. It's just not my priority right now, but it's still important. And I still, the kind of friends that I love to have are the kind where, and I have friends like this, where like 10 years can go by, and then when you're with them, like it's like, not a day's gone by, and you just pick up where you left off. Especially like my girlfriends from high school are especially like that. We just, I just super love them all. I had a core little group of friends in high school, and we're still all friends, but we're all, spread out all over the place. And I'm sure there's going to come a time, when like we'll meet up and sit, we'll meet up. We've started to talk about that as like, it's not as important to us to really go to the high school reunions, although I went to my 10th and my 20th, and when the 30th comes, I'll go to that too. But more importantly, I really just want to continue having relationships with all of those girls that I loved from high school. Can you hear my dog? She's in here. She's my best friend right now. She just dropped her bone, and she found it. She kind of has no idea where it went. And then my other little friend came back to visit today. Oh my goodness. So my dog, she's got a bone, and she's taking the bone and throwing it, and then like she's a retriever. So if nobody's gonna throw the bone, like she's gonna do it herself. So it doesn't bother her at all. She's quite self-sufficient, which is what I really like in a friend. I like friends who aren't needy, who are, want to, when we're together, we have fun. And that's how my friends always were when in school, is I wouldn't really tell them about all the chaos at home, because that's what I was trying to escape from. So as a result, like, oops, did I just throw away? Oh, I just threw away a piece of journaling strip. That was bad. Hold on, let me find it. Just threw it in the trash. Okay. Fished it out of the trash. But yeah, one thing that I kind of realized when I got together with my friends from high school, like more recently, is like we really didn't talk about our family. when we were together, we just had fun. And we didn't, you know, wasn't like we were hiding it. It was just not something we were focusing on. We were just focusing on being together and having fun. But now when we get together, you know, we still have fun, but now we talk more about, you know, our current families, like our current nuclear families, but also like the families that we grew up with. And it's like we discover all these things about each other now that we never knew back then. It's kind of interesting. It's a lot interesting. Like my best friend from high school, she her nuclear family was actually very similar to mine, and like way back when, we never really knew it. So it's just kind of interesting. It's interesting. It is interesting. It's interesting to me. I hope it's interesting to you. I make these videos and I do them in real time, and as a result, sometimes like processes like this kind of go on. So I try to entertain you with my rambling, and some people like it. Not everyone does, and I would suggest if you don't like it, but you do like my videos, maybe just pick and choose, because some of my videos are like much shorter than some of the other ones, and sometimes I ramble, but I don't ramble every single time. So so thank you for tolerating the rambling. If you don't like it, or just fast forward, it's okay, or skip to the next video. I've been making lots of them. Or if you don't like the rambling at all, there's a lot of scrapbook process videos out there that don't involve rambling at all. They're just like, and now I put the embellishment here. Now I put the embellishment over there. And now I made a visual triangle, and it was awesome. And I think there's a lot of benefit to those types of videos, but I kind of, I don't know, I would like to watch videos that were in real time, and I don't really see a lot of them. I don't know of anybody that really does them exactly like I'm doing them, and it's easy for me to make them, and I like to talk. And, but also I like the process to show you like how long this layout actually takes. So I don't know how long this layout will actually end up being. But I think when you watch a sped up video with somebody talking over it, you lose a lot of the, I don't know, I think it's good because you don't have to watch a super long video. But if you're the kind of scrapbooker that likes to listen to scrapbooking while they're scrapbooking like me, then you can think of the video as kind of like a podcast. Or your virtual scrap friend who you don't have to share the desk with. And anyways, if you're watching, thank you. I think I'm running out of room. I didn't mean to run out of room so badly. Gah! Whoops! So, if you're more of a planner, you wouldn't have that problem. But I don't know. I like to just make things, especially scrapbooking things, kind of spontaneously. So I don't think it has to be totally perfect. My dog is just, she's I just brought her for a walk, but she's feeling frisky. She's like, hey, it's Saturday night. Why are we staying in scrapbooking? We could be going out. But I'll tell you, it's hard to get out with the kids. We don't really have a babysitter. We used to, and just don't have one right now. And my mother-in-law lives next door, and she could watch them, and we have her watch them like very occasionally. But But we don't really like to take advantage of that, so we don't. Okay. So I'm really running out of space here. Ugh. So I really don't like that I've run out of space so badly, because it really does, it's bugging me a bit. So one thing that I might do is I might cut a border on the top and then like edge the whole page so that this doesn't look like, because I want this margin to be about the same as that margin, and it's not. So I'm not really, I don't like that. Let's see if I can get all that. Okay, so I've gotten all that down. And now what I'm going to do is, don't cringe, I'm going to cut this. So I'm going to lose some of this awesomeness up here. But I think I want to for the look of the page. So I'm just going to take my guillotine cutter and I'm going to trim off the top of this page so that, yep, here we go. So sometimes it's good, like I went to Bikram yoga the other day and I was like, I had a couple minutes to talk to I don't know what you call him, like a yogi, whatever he is. The guy that teaches the class, and I was telling him like, oh, I almost didn't make it in here today because I was having this whole dialogue with myself about, I don't know if I'm up for it today, I don't know if I'm ready, and so he was like, you can't think about it, you just have to get in the car and drive, you just have to come, and don't agonize over the decision before you come, and I think that's so. It's a good advice, because part of the thing where I can get unsuccessful in yoga is just not showing up. I'm going to just trim this down just a tiny bit. Let's get this picture laid down. And so I'm not being too precious about this picture because I have a copy of it and I don't think I need these mats anymore. You just move them out of the way. Oh, my dog just farted. It smells horrible. She's like the silent but deadly. She really, yeah, we've been feeding her that blue buffalo, which is, supposed to be the best in dog food. We buy it online and get it shipped through Amazon. And I don't know if it's the dog food that's making her so smelly, but whew. Man, she's like, holy mackerel. She's pretty stinky. Like, she's not a smelly dog, but her farts are like, did you hear her? She just went, like, oh, you're talking about me, aren't you? But she was like really like, like sometimes we'll all be watching TV and then we'll be like, who farted? And we always want to blame it on my son. And okay, so I could do it like this and put Girls Rock. I could do it kind of in the middle. I kind of like it like that with the Girls Rock down here. Let's just see. Maybe just... I don't think I want it like totally lined up. Like not totally matchy-matchy. Okay, so now we need like a background for this. And I did have this paper out earlier with all of the hearts. Let me just see how this looks. I like it. We're gonna go with it. So let's do that. And I was thinking like, should I sew this down? And I think no, I'm not gonna sew it down. Now also the frugal scrapbooker in me thinks like maybe I should cut out the middle of this page, but because it's really cute. But I think I'm not going to. Let me just try one more option to make sure I like that. Because sometimes it's good just to test it out. And I'm thinking maybe like a blue or a, oh, here's something that looks very 70s. It's called Lime Twist, and it is by My Mind's Eye. Oh, that's the ticket right there. That's it, because that totally reminds me of like wallpaper from when I was a kid. Completely. Okay. I'm just going to trim off the little, what do you call it? Strip along the bottom. This was the back of it. I think that even looks good too, but I like the chaos of that. Because, you know, life was pretty chaotic, and then the girls made it all better. So now I want to think about the title, and I haven't adhered this down. It's usually something that I do. I also am not bothered by the fact that this is off white and this is white. I'm totally fine with that. Especially because this is a layout that is so retro. So I'm thinking like I've got some sparkly letters that are pink and also that are blue. So I want the rock to be, I think Girls Rock is going to be my my title. And so I have a drawer of stickers that you can't see, but I showed on another video. And so this is one option. That's like a kind of a green color. Then I have, oh, this is pretty too. And I like that. Let's see what else we got. I've got this. And let's try some pink letters in there too. Hold on. So that's an option. Oh, these are sparkly or shiny. They're not sparkly. Oops. These are sparkly. I like that option too. So let's play with some of those colors. Okay, I think that's enough to make a decision. I also had these out. These are really old. Excuse me. And I don't think I'm going to use them. But they were kind of an option. I was like, oh, maybe those would work. So kind of feels like Girls ought to be in pink and Rock ought to be in blue. But I almost think I want the girls to be in this big font. Let me see if I can accomplish that. Okay. Boy, these are stinky. Ugh, they smell like very toxic. So I'm going to pull these ones off the bottom and kind of rearrange them just so I can use the bottom of this page to kind of play around with the placement of the letters. So I am going to do a little bit of planning, which is unlike me. But I want to plan where the letters are going to be a little bit more than what I normally do. So I'm just moving these out of the way. I really have a spot for that. There we go. Good enough. Okay. I'm just going to cut the bottom of this letter sticker sheet off. So I just have like that plastic. And now I want to do, I'm just going to place that over where I think it ought to go on the layout. Yeah, have you noticed like some plastics just smell like exceptionally toxic? These do. They're just super toxic smelling. I don't know what brand they are. so I won't dishon them too bad. It looks like there's glitter inside like some plastic casing. And if that kind of exploded, it would probably be a big mess. But again, I'm not worried about it too much because this is not an original photo. So I need an L and an S. Yeah, it's super stinky. And where's the S? Here it is. Okay, so I'm good with the way that looks. I mean, the placement of that, and I'm not going to stick it down just yet. So unusual, right? Okay, so now I want to write rock, and that. So here's a tip. I just reorganized all of my letter stickers. After you're done using your letter sticker, just slide it right back into the little sleeve. It makes it so much easier later. It just takes a second before you put them away. Yeah, that's my tip of the day. I'm just going to put those other letters where they go. And now I need to write rock. And I'm torn between this. I think I'm going to go, even though it's like, I kind of like, I don't know, I kind of like the polka dots. I like the idea of glitter, but I think I like this color, like ties in with some of the colors on this back page a little more. So let me use that. I don't know, it kind of looks Holly Hobby, right? Like, and Holly Hobby was a thing when I was that age. So I need C. So it's going to look about like that. And that's like way more planning than I normally do. Way more. Let me put these back. Oh, I had a different option. Oh well, I'm not gonna fret about it because that one worked. So I just noticed there's a different set of letter stickers in here that totally would have worked. But I'm not gonna get all amped up on that. I'm just gonna. So now I kind of think like, what if I move this down just a little bit more and put some washi tape in there? That could be kind of fun. Let's see. Because I'm not worried about this, like the integrity of this photo or anything. And there's some dead space on the photo here. Oops. Oh, I always rip this particular tape like not the way I want to rip it. So when you rip washi tape, you want it to look like you ripped it, but you don't want it to look like super duper crazy. You know what I mean? Oh, I think you do. Yeah, that's slightly better. So there's just a little. And then I'm almost thinking I want that to be coming out like from behind up here. I don't know why, I just think that for no particular reason. So that's under, and then this is over, which seems kind of inconsistent, but what else? I'm good. Curls rock, yeah. I think I'm gonna look just like that. I think my husband's down there playing. He plays drums. Or he's playing some kind of music loud. Because I'm probably holed up here. Up here. He calls it my scrapbooking factory. like, oh, you got a little scrapbook factory going on up there. I recently changed where my scrapbook room is, and so I still need to kind of clear out the old space, and I want to turn the old space into like a better homework room. We're having like all sorts of homework issues with my son, and so to make it kind of easier on him, I want him to have not a space in his room, but also a space that's not kind of as chaotic as the kitchen table. So, or the kitchen, it's actually a kitchen peninsula. But so I think that my old scrapbook room is going to become his homework room, and I'm going to continue working in upstairs in my scrapbook factory. So this allows me to kind of get that picture like kind of down a little bit from where, trust me, I think this works. And then I have these little letters just right on the background sheet, and I'm hoping that they're gonna stick despite all of that different, all of the multimedia going on there. Let's see, because I've got mist, I've got 2 different kinds of mist, and then those gelatos, and I'm afraid you probably, like, gelatos are probably going to make the letters not stick as well, but I think it's alright. Okay. And then, just for super chaos, I pulled some stars that are from Making Memories. They're called Pitter Patter. They're from 2010, so they're not super old, but they just kind of look 70s to me. So, and I like that they're not pink and girly, because we weren't totally pink and girly in the 70s. Like, you know, like pink was fine, but it wasn't like it is now, you know. So I almost want to do like a diagonal with these. And these are stars that I guess were for a baby. That's like that's the scrapbooking controversy now, right? Is like scrapbook lines that are named, you know, like baby girl or baby boy, and people are getting, you know, they think, oh, don't call him that because there's because why? Because like it doesn't have to be so gender specific. But here's the thing, like when I had kids, I didn't want to be gender specific, and I bought like my son a doll. It was one of the first things I bought because it was our fake baby for a while, so I could get my dogs used to having a baby in the house, which is so just crazy because I think I like the placement like this, so I'm gonna stick them down now. Again, more planning than I usually do, but there you go. Oh, they already have adhesive on them. That's awesome. And I kind of need to adhere the top page to the bottom page. Let's do that. I think I'm going to use this scrapbook adhesive. There we go. Now I'm worried about smudging, especially that gelato stuff, because I know you can smudge that. So I just want to kind of tap that down ever so slightly. So I'm just going to put another piece of paper over it and pardon me. And that way nothing, well, a little bit came up. Not much. I feel like that's kind of gloopy up there. So that feels like it's pretty sturdy down there. Not completely though. Let's get a little bit more adhesive down over here. See, I was looking at a thread on 2Ps, and the person was saying like what she finds fascinating about scrapbook videos. Oh, I kind of lost all my placement, didn't I? Whoops. is where it's like how much adhesive everyone uses. I thought that was funny. Let's see. I thought I had a little star that was just a brown outline. I guess 4 of them have four of them had the little buttons in them, and 2 of them didn't. So let's do, I kind of don't like that brown. I want the darker brown to be down here. Oh, come on. Okay. I think I totally neglected my placement there, but it's going to be just fine. Okay, now I feel like the placement is random enough. So that down here I had the aqua, brown, and light blue, and up here light blue, brown, aqua, and like a gold color. So I think it's done. I don't know what else can we do to it. I think we're done. I think this has been a super long one, but this has been fun, and thank you for watching. If you've watched through the whole thing, I appreciate it. If you didn't, I totally understand. You can see this layout at Get It Scrapped. Thanks for watching. Okay, I know I said I was done, but I just feel like I need one more thing, and I think it's going to be the date. And I have a scrapbook album that I call my Century Scrapbook, and I put the dates on each page, and this is not going into that album, but I do like putting the dates on things, and I think these are fancy pants letters, and they just look really 70s to me, so I want to include them. So 1977 is what I'm trying to spell here. You don't call it spell, I know, when it's when it's numbers, but let's do 1977. I think I don't want that one. I'll pick a different one. Maybe just this little tiny one. Yeah. I wish I had a better 7, but it's going to be fine. So I think the fact that all these colors are kind of like a little bit weird help with the theme, because the 70s colors were a little bit weird. We weren't all like pink and glittery back then. Like that did exist, but it really wasn't as prevalent as it is now. And so I think that's part of that scrapbooking controversy of all this is a boy's line, this is a girl's line. Like now things are pretty gender specific, where they really weren't as gender specific back in 1977. Can you hear my girls down there though? My daughter she enjoys her friends like I did. Okay, now we're done. Thank you for watching. I'm Katie Scott. My blog is Kiss and Tell Scrapbooking, but you can find this layout at Get It Scrapped. Thanks for watching.